been open and honest with him.
Yeah.
My parents are, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
they understand?
I'm daddy's girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How did they feel when they first, had the discussion? Were they just glad that you're okay? Or did they understand? Because a lot of parents have a tough time understanding.
I think they did. I think they really did. I'll tell you, while I was in the hospital, my dad stayed every single night with me in the hospital. He literally sat and slept in a chair.
Really?
Probably no more comfortable than this. Yeah.
Wow.
So my daddy loves me.
Wow.
Yeah. But again, had I not had that, what... How do people handle it that they don't have that support?
Yeah. And that's a big concern for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a huge... It's not having... Especially when you're in that seclusion room.
Yeah.
To sit there by yourself for 4 to 7 days. I just... if you didn't feel like ending things on your way in, you would probably feel like that on your way out.
Right. And there are people like that
it's
have
so
absolutely
counterproductive.
no one.
Yeah.
Well,
who do you go talk to after you get out if you have nobody in the city?
I've heard some pretty gnarly stories about Victoria Hospital, which is prepared for that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Parkwood across the street is a newer, more equipped facility for mental health.
Okay.
For long-term. For long-term. I think Vic is for emergency sort of situations and kind of sorting out what the issue is and then deciding placement.
And actually, I was on my way to... You told me this. They were going to take me to Victoria, and then because of my... The severity, physically, they decided to take me to UH because it was closer, so... Yeah.
So time was of the essence, obviously. Fuck. I can't believe 5 hours. I'm still astonished by that time.
And it was another couple hours when I got to the hospital before I came.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was very slow, apparently, that I was I opened my eyes and I closed them. And I just remember how bright the lights were. Sure. Kind of like this, actually. Yeah.
Our spotlights? Hopefully they're not triggering you in any way.
No.
That's not what they're there for. So... The other thing I wanted to ask you about was these conditions that you were obviously really uncomfortable with. Is this going to be maybe another mission for you to try? You're going to be obviously looking to moms that might be facing depression or mental illness. What about the conditions of the hospital? Have you thought about trying to take that on as well?
Yes. So
because you seem like you you seem like you do it all.
Am I getting fired up? It was just to me, it was despicable. We have to be able to do better than that, 7% of the money for healthcare is given to mental health, but we already know that 1 in 3 Canadians will suffer from a mental health
33%.
disorder.
Yeah, it's a big chunk.
So
7% compared to 33 is a big difference.
Why are we taking only 7%? When a broken leg, I get we need to fix it, but how is that compared to somebody who's
absolutely But I guess what struck me about your story was that the conditions you described. I mean, it seems so medical and clinical, right? It seems like they're treating you as if you went in for a broken leg, right? Yeah. And it seems like it completely messes out.
They probably could have done brain surgery in that room. It was so
so sterile.
Wow. So compassion was definitely missing.
Yeah, and understanding, and just it felt like a prison cell.
Wow.
Right? A prison cell that my dad was sleeping in, which was great.
Yeah,
but.
yeah. They don't allow that in prison, I don't
no.
think. So you have,
And I call my dad.
Yeah. I wonder how many people in prison would actually call their parents to come in and hang out with them.
Yeah. You probably get made fun of.
Your
dad came in today.
I don't think you just get made fun of in prison, but anyway.
Probably. There'd be more.
Yeah.
That's a different episode.
Absolutely. We'll do that another day. Well, I think that what you're doing is fantastic.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, it seems like I still can't believe that it was a month before I met you. You just seemed, and this is the thing, this is someone who I get it. I understand mental illness a little bit, but I wouldn't have, you were fucking great at hiding it for sure, because you looked like a gem on that floor, kind of floating around.
I wasn't floating. I'm a big klutz.
Well, you seemed happy. You seemed happy, and I hope you continue to stay happy, both of you. It seems like you met for a reason, and this is all coming together for a bigger picture. I believe that, and I know.
I think so.
Yeah. Anything that you guys want to add?
No, it was really inspirational hearing you talk, and
yeah,
it was a very cool story. I don't want to say like.
Well,
obviously, it was a serious story, but it was cool hearing someone talk about it.
It was
yeah.
Little parts of the stories even reflected on me and my experiences.
Yeah,
sure.
And there was a lot of aha moments. Okay. That's when you know, like, you're not alone.
Yeah.
No, really, and that's the thing. Nobody has to do this alone. I mean, looking back, I was dumb to try to do it on my own, because it never would have gotten to the point that it did had I just been open and honest with everybody. But just don't do it alone. You don't have to. Just
reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that mental illness is a really big issue. I don't think it's just in London. I think it's kind of everywhere. But we're kind of slamming the hospital a little bit here. But it's a bigger issue than people realize, I think. I mean, even on social media and things like that, I remember, like, I volunteer at Parkwood Hospital. And I remember talking to an individual, and people need to understand that when you're on Facebook or you're on whatever social media you're on, a mentally ill person, regardless of what they're suffering with, still has access to a computer. So some of the things, whether you agree with it, instead of just slamming and tearing apart that person because you disagree, think about, okay, well, this person could actually have computer access from a mental institution. And I know when I was talking to this guy, he was, for some reason, whatever reason, obsessed with the CBC website, and he just wanted them to acknowledge one of his posts. That's it. So he wrote something about cocks and pussy or something to get attention, and he got ripped apart, and it was all he could focus on was the negativity that was drawn in. And this guy, it ruined his, like, if he wasn't in the hospital, he probably would have ended up in a very similar situation. Right. So just be compassionate to the fact that if you don't know someone, everyone's going through shit, and you just be kind, because even if someone's saying something that sounds fucking stupid, you have no idea what's going on in their mind. So
true.
Yeah. So anyway, I think if there's nothing else, I think we'll end there tonight. But I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your story.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, Nicolle Stevenson, give her a round of applause for that story. And Jeremy, who became a little less shy of the camera halfway through. So thank you for that. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. We will see you potentially next week. This has been a pretty heavy week, so I might take some self-care time next week and go to the gym and kind of take care of me for a little bit. We'll see, but depending on how we feel, we might be back. Definitely not for the Sunday Night Sex Show, but potentially for Mental Health and Motivational Monday. We'll see. But thank you for coming in, and thanks for being with us, guys. Okay. Awesome. Take care.